Hey, what's going on, Diablo 2 fans? Varric here. I've been doing a lot of testing over these past couple weeks, and I have finally found a pretty cool build to use with that new Innocence runeword. It's a really cool on-striking build. You use it with the Sorceress and the Destruction runeword as well. It's probably not new. I'm sure somebody else has discovered this, but how I'm setting it up is new to me. So let me show you what it looks like, and let's have some fun with it. Alright, so let's get into the build here. As you can already see, I am wearing Innocence. I have these nice little blades flying around me. To show you the CTA I'm using a +3 Shiver armor. This is helpful. Obviously, ideal is going to be Shiver armor with energy shield, because that's going to end up saving you about 8 points in the long run, as you can see. 4 points to get there, and then 4 more points to get there. But it's going to be hard to find. I couldn't even get it in Plugy. It took me a while to get Shiver armor. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be ideal. And I think that's what you're going to want to use for on swap. And then going into actual build, you can see here is Destruction. And here is Innocence. And this is where the magic is going to happen. In fact, we'll even throw this in. So this is giving you the amplified damage on striking. Nice little +1. This has almost everything you need. Obviously the +1 is going to be hard to find, but you got 3 holes in it, which you can put fire facets into. You do have some good resist. You have curse resistance. You have defense versus missiles. You have life after each kill. This is a great shield. I mean, especially for a caster that wants some amplified damage, which you're going to get from Meteor. So these 3 items are a huge part of the damage in this build. Going in here, we have Kira's. Obviously, this is great. Fire facets, all resist, cannot be frozen. Great item. Metal grids with faster cast to help you reach that breakpoint. With your metal grids, you're actually going to use, I'll show you what I'm using, this guy right here. So the reason I like this is because it has fire resist aura. Now that is going to give you about 10% more fire mastery. So that is actually helping your damage a pretty decent amount. I'm not a huge fan of putting big expensive items in your Iron Golem, mainly because I sometimes play sloppy and I die, and something like that sword is super easy to find, very cheap. I think I found like 4 of them in my early season. Other thing that's nice about Metal Grids is it has a lot of attack rating, and the Iron Golem you can already see is super strong. But the attack rating and the all res is going to be very helpful. Attack rating mainly because you're going to help, your blade shield is a physical damage, right? So it does need to do attack, right? So you get more AR and that's going to help you out. Then moving on, we have Silkweave with a life after each kill slam. So you do obviously want some sustain. So just between these 2 items, I'm already at 10 and 5. So I think that's plenty. You're not really spam casting, so you don't need a whole lot of mana leech. SOJ, obviously for increased max mana, Arachnid's Mesh, max mana, and then we got Wisp Projector. You could or could not use this. My thought process is it's giving you more attack rating, and obviously giving your Mercenary some more damage. Again, more attack rating is just helpful to make your on-striking hits more common. And then lastly, Hellmouth with some FCR Slam, just to get that breakpoint of 37. You're not spam casting, so you don't really need to be too fast with this build. So that tends to be enough. And then looking at the charms here, as you can see, so I'll show you when I use my shouts. I am at 31. So 31's fine. Technically 30 is all you really need. I think I was at 30 and then I switched to gear around. So technically you could lose this charm here, but pretty much you want that to be at 30 after shouts, because the more points you add to this, you're not going to increase your fire pierce. It caps at 30. So you want to just increase your fire damage instead. So yeah, a lot more fire damage skillers or large charms here, which is basically what the build is made up of. So again, as long as you get this to 30 after shouts, that's where you want to keep it. Mercenary will move to him. He is wearing Infinity. I went with the Mancatcher just because I do want him to get his max breakpoints, because he is using Ferocity. So this is getting a nice taunt, keeping you a little bit more safe. I don't know if this is totally necessary, but it's helpful. I used Tussle just to get him. The burst of speed actually helps get his breakpoint there. I don't know if this is not the most ideal setup, so don't think this is like, holy shit, the best way to do it. I'm just, he's basically just an Infinity bot to me, and the taunt actually helps as well. And lastly, actually, this help is helpful too because this is giving him enchant fire on striking, which is going to apply to you. So you're actually going to get better AR from that. So again, more AR is a good thing because it helps your stuff land. Going into skills, we'll go over skills. So remember, Meteor is where you want to do all the damage. So you want to make sure your Meteor synergies are maxed. So you have Inferno, you have Blaze, and you have Fireball. So those are all maxed. I maxed Meteor. I tried so many different ways to do this. I tried Combustion, I tried Hydra, I tried spamming a whole lot of different things. The way this is played, I think, is most ideal just running Meteor. So you'll see, again, I have a very slow cast rate, but the way I play it, you're basically casting Meteor, teleporting, casting Meteor, teleporting. So you'll see how it works. Otherwise, like I said, go to teleport, go to energy shield, go to shiver armor as best you can, right? Obviously, I use my CTA to cast it. I had a point to spend. Again, this character's level 99, so you're not going to have all these crazy remaining points. I just threw it in Cold Mastery because, hey, why not? This procs a Frost Nova. Might as well do some more damage. And then stats, just enough to wear your gear. I'm not going any kind of block here, whatever. So enough strength to wear your gear. I don't think I put any into vitality. Yeah, no vitality, and then just the rest into energy because you are using energy shield, so you want to max that out. So, okay, I think we went over stats, skills, Mercenary, Iron Golem, charms, gear, all the above. Let's just get into a map and we'll try it out. So let's do a few of these here. Alright, so we will start this party off with some cows, of course. Now I know this is sacrilege to show a cows map with an elemental build, but hey, it's fun. Cows die. We like to see it. So like I said, basically the build is just Meteor and teleport. Meteor and teleport. And I like this playstyle because I think leading with a Meteor is just a way to get the cows into hit recovery. So when you do teleport in, they are recovering from that hit from the Meteor. And just as you can see, it is a really sweet telestomp build. It is just doing tons of damage. You do have really nice recovery, or you do have really nice sustain with your leech. Your Mercenary is doing a lot of help by casting Taunt, so that's giving you a little extra defensiveness. And given that he's fastest, he's at the best break point, he's hitting it pretty quick when you teleport in. The nice thing about this Mercenary too is he serves as a nice front line when you are killing bosses, so I can kind of make my way up to the boss and we can just do him real quick. So I'm obviously going to leave some stuff behind, but I'm making my way to the boss, and we have a couple more maps to show, so just for purposes of time, we'll just get our way there. But again, very safe build, very fun, very big damage, and it's just a blast to play. So let's go ahead and get up to the boss. Now remember, I'm only casting one Meteor before I teleport, so all these other Meteors you're seeing are just procs from Destruction and from Hellmouth. The other nice thing about Conviction Aura is it's reducing enemy defense, I think, so you're more likely to hit. Again, with that Innocence build, with that Blade Shield, the more hits you do, the better. So you do want some attack rating, you do want some reduced enemy defensiveness. Taking my time because I want to show this boss here. So here's the boss. Let's clear it out a little bit just so you can see what it looks like. So she's already at half health. And I mean, I'm just spamming some meteors and she's dying real quick. So that was pretty cool, right? So she dies fast. You know, you think about all these options when you're thinking about these builds. Is it fast? Does it do a lot of damage? Is it tanky? Can it single target well? This kind of is fitting a lot of the things you want, right? And you have amp damage, you have conviction, so it's doing a lot of stuff. So I think it's a pretty cool one. I don't know where combustion is being cast. Oh, you know what? I think it's my Iron Golem from the sword. That's funny. So again, it does have a lot of cool things to this build. My life could be a little bit better. I could probably find some more plus life charms and stuff like that. You could probably dump in until you get to like 1k HP from your energy. But let's move out of here. Let's get into another map. Next up, we will do Thrones. So that'll be next. All right. So when I was talking about this build in Discord, couple people were like, "Well, how's it doing Thrones?" So it sounds like that's a big test for how good a build is. So let's take a minute and let's just see what Thrones looks like. It is going to be a lot scarier because you have a lot more of these archers and they kind of suck. But again, same play style. You're meteoring and you're teleporting in. So you're probably going to see me use a potion or two here because we're not immortal, but we are very tanky regardless. And remember, your defense is very high. I mean, I'm at 19k defense, which is pretty awesome. Could probably get that to 20k if I upgraded all my gear. So you are a very tanky class. I'll drop the potion there. So again, it's doing well, in my opinion. You're killing fast. Now the boss is going to take a minute because I do think he has some pretty high fire resist. I mean, anytime I've tried a fire class with him, he took a while, but you're still doing good damage. You're still doing good boss damage. Your mercenary is still tanking for you, so it can be done. It just takes a little more time. Ooh, see. Like I said, it can get a little scary. This is also a super dense map. So this is a Plugy map, so keep that in mind. With density comes danger. I'm basically just trying to make my way to the boss room. I'll just teleport there. So I want to show you. I think I was going the wrong way anyway. Get him over here. So he's dying pretty well. Your boy Durga is going to take some damage, so that's fine. I mean, remember, you can always teleport in there just to get a couple more on striking. Probably help with your damage. But again, you're not just going to sit there face tank him the whole time, because those Hydras are going to do some serious work. Right, so again, not the best show. He's a hard boss for a fired. Oh man, there you go. See, my mercenary died. So let's get out of here. So it's a tougher map, but you can see it's still doing a lot of damage. I obviously had to chug some potions because I am trying to show speed. I'm trying to be a little reckless here. So go a little slower and a lot more safer, but you can still do it, obviously. All right, next up we will do an Ancestral Trial. So let's give that a go. All right, let's see what this is like here. I know what it's like because I did them already. But again, remember, same playstyle. Meteor, teleport, Meteor, teleport. You don't need the fastest cast rate. You're just slowly, methodically. I'm gonna have a section where I actually talk about all the options and what I thought about, what I tested, potential other ways to build this. So I won't get into it right now, but there's certainly other skills you can be using other than Meteor. You could just fully take advantage of the on-striking effect and use a different skill, but I do find that this is the best way to do it for my personal play style. Obviously someone else is going to be different, but it works for me. You're kind of casting where you're going. You're telling yourself, here, I'm going to teleport into these guys, so I'm going to lead with a Meteor, and you rinse and repeat. So these specters are kind of annoying because they drain mana, but hey, you have some life mana after kill, so it's helpful. I also forgot to restock on potions, so hey, can show you just how self-sustaining this build is until I die. But okay, we don't need to clear maps here, you know, not in this video at least. So I just want to show you that there is good versatility. Basically, you're just looking for maps that are fire and that are not fire or physical immune. So there's a handful of them. Even a map like Sewers you can do. I think it has some fire immunes, but they're like easy and they die easily. So okay, let's get back to town, and I do want to take some time and talk about different gearing options that I thought about here. Because again, if you're looking at this video and you're motivated by it, you probably have some other thoughts as well. Going into shield first, other options I thought about were Phoenix, because that gives you redemption aura and really good fire pierce. I think that's probably the more obvious choice. But again, I showed my reasons for this. I think this is the better option because you do get that amplify. You got everything else with it. And yeah, I think the redemption is not as necessary with enough life after kill, which again, this is giving you. Other options as well. I think broad strokes, I think more importantly, it's what could you have made the Iron Golem and Mercenary out of? Because essentially at the end of the day, you want amplified damage, you want conviction aura, and you want tankiness, okay? So I'm not a big fan of putting really expensive things into your Iron Golems. I die, I play sloppy, I alt tab a lot, so you know, I stopped to loot, so I didn't want to put anything expensive there. I think that sword, Tota's Flamma, whatever it is a good option because it's very cheap and it gives you something that's important to the build, that like flickering flame that you would have done in the Mercenary helmet. You now have that free slot. Some people said like, well, you can put your Infinity in your Iron Golem and then there you go. Then you can like give him Reaper's Toll, then you can proc amp, stuff like that. So you can do all those things. Again, I'm not a huge fan of putting expensive things in your Golem. Other options, like I said, yes, you can also use the Act 3 Mercenary with Destruction, with Innocence as well, so you're both doing crazy damage. You know, like I said, with the Iron Golem, with Infinity, so yeah, you could do all that stuff as well. He has two options. He has like the weapon and he has a shield, so you could put like an Exile on him, so he's decrepping, but obviously you don't have double curse, so that kind of overwrites it. But you could use Phoenix and he could use Headhunter's Glory or Exile for the more defensiveness. So those are options as well. I did mess around with an Act 4 Mercenary using Infinity and he casted Amp. So that was pretty good. He's a little more unreliable and he dies a lot. So, you know, I don't think that's a great option. I did think it was for a couple minutes, but yeah, I switched it up once I thought a little more about it. Other options, like I said, with skills, I do think you can also run Combustion. I think you can also like run Hydra. I don't think that was very good. I think the only other real option here is to run Combustion. That way you're saving from Meteor, so you don't have to max out Meteor. You can then run Fireball and Combustion. The nice thing here is that Fireball is a shared synergy between Meteor and Combustion, so you do actually get some nice damage there. I'm not a huge fan of Combustion. I don't like waiting on cooldowns. I like the more rhythmic of just Meteor, teleport, Meteor, teleport. And at the same time, I don't think you're trying to clear screens with this build. I think you're just trying to telestomp. You're trying to kill what's right in that little area of yours. That I don't think Combustion is really doing it. I know Combustion is supposed to be also can be used to like kill stragglers, but really just teleporting around, casting meteors where you need to go. I think that was the more enjoyable play style for me. As well, the argument against like multiple double innocence and this, that, and the other thing is like, I do want to try to be somewhat realistic. I tried to limit my Zod use. This was actually kind of a last second addition. I don't think it's necessary. You know, I think you could just run like, I mean, whatever. You can run just something for his tankiness. You can run Vamp Gaze just so he is less likely to die. You could run, what's it called, Andariels to help reach those breakpoints, you know. So there's options. Ferocity, yes, sure. Maybe you've played this and you're high level and you got tons of runes to spend and you can throw a ferocity in there. So yeah, certainly other options, but again, I wanted to limit the Zod use because Zod is just a crazy rune right now. And obviously only 6 fire facets, not a huge deal. Obviously they're expensive, but you know, you're not dumping too much. Destruction, yes, is expensive. Obviously you got some burrs here, 1, 2 burrs, 3 burrs, you got a Zod there, got a Zod there. So it is an expensive build, but it's not going to break the bank as far as like super GG builds go. And obviously you can go up from here, right? If you want to throw some runes away, yeah, sure, make your Infinity and the Iron Golem and get another Innocence and run an Act 3 Mercenary with Destruction. So it's going to be very possible to make this even stronger. But as far as like my play style, my sloppiness, my fear of losing your Iron Golem because I probably was dumb and died to something, this is like the greatest all around in my opinion. So yeah, that's the way I build it. This is the way I would likely build it in game. And then last thing to talk about, the War Shrike. I think everyone's using that right now with the Act 3 Mercenary, Light, Mastery, War Shrike, Innocence build. My whole point when I did this was I wanted to steer clear of that because I do think it's going to be nerfed some way, whether they just don't let Act 3 Mercenaries wear throwing weapons, which probably makes the most sense to me. I don't know why they would be able to wear those. So that probably happens, but either way, like I said, I wanted to build this with the assumption that that is not going to be here for Season 10. So anyway, guys, I'm pretty sure I went over everything I wanted to talk about with some alternative gearing options. I think I like this a lot. I think I would like to build it just because it's fun, it's strong, it's just kind of cool. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other thoughts that I didn't talk about or ways to build this even better or correct anything I may have said incorrectly. But hey, as always, if you like my videos, feel free to like, subscribe. Keeps me motivated, keeps me doing these. So anyway, guys, have a good day. Enjoy.